Community building is something the St. Charles Art Foundry is familiar with. The Foundry aims to build community ties with not only those in-house artists, but also through offering opportunities to help them connect with the community through different events. We all need to make sure that our cars are being maintained and healthily taken care of. This is how one mechanic shop is making sure to do that here in St. Charles. So what goes into the ever-changing gas prices we all pay? This week I was able to go and check it out. Streets and roads impact everyone that comes across them. Today we're going to be taking a look at Lindenwood University's parking lots, streets, and sidewalks to see how that impacts students on their day-to-day lives. We all need to make sure that our cars are being maintained and healthily taken care of. This is how one mechanic shop is making sure to do that here in St. Charles. You can drive your car wherever you want, but you also have to then make sure you can get car care. Especially as a woman, it's not uncommon for places to jack up prices just because they don't think we know what we're talking about. Coffee Automotive, on the other hand, is making sure that everyone who enters their shop knows what's going on with their car, while also creating a welcoming environment for everyone. Here's how one out-of-town student feels about their car service.
Here they will draw me pictures and they'll explain things and they'll be like, okay, we know that price sounds like a lot, we can bring it down. And it's very comforting.
When initially entering the shop, it feels overwhelmingly homey and welcoming. Aaron mans the desk and the majority of customer service, making sure that every customer feels seen, heard, and fully understands what's going on in their car. Here's his method.
Show and tell. So I draw a lot of pictures. I'm not an artist, but I do try to draw out exactly what I can try to explain. Sometimes if it's a bad suspension part, I have pieces laying around the shop that I can show customers, hey, this is what this part does and this is what it's not supposed to do. And that way when customers see it, they usually have a better understanding of why it's important or what it is that needs to be addressed.
If anything is clear to this reporter, it's that not only does customer service, but these mechanics really care about the quality of your car and your ability to drive home safe. Whether St. Charles has always been your home or you're new to it, go check out Coffee Automotives. They'll take care of you. I'm Elizabeth Boaz for LU News. It's common knowledge that most Americans drive. And what do most Americans need in their car in order for it to run? Gas. Today we're going to be taking a deeper look into companies and seeing how their hours and their prices affect who's going to be coming to their store. As Americans, when are we not trying to save an extra dollar here or there? Since most of us are driving really long distances anyway, we see a lot of gas stations, and most people I know are always hunting for the best gas prices. What actually goes into the constant changes of gas prices? Luckily enough, I was able to speak to Professor of Economics at Lindenwood University, Dr. Black.
So summer gas is more expensive because they have to mix the fuel in a way that has less emission effects and things like that. That's not the case in the winter, so the gas is cheaper to produce.
But prices aren't the only thing impacting sales. Like Sam's Club, yes, it's cheaper most of the time, but they're not open 24/7 like most local gas stations are. Here's how one student shops for gas.
I'm going to go with the cheapest places. It's just, I'm a college student, don't have a lot of money, so you got to spend it accordingly. And what's the cheapest gas? That's the place for me.
How come some gas stations are way cheaper than others, though?
The gas itself for those independent stations is a major driver of their profits is the revenues they can make on those gas sales. That's very different from a place like a Costco or Sam's, where they use it more as a marketing strategy to draw customers in.
And just like that, it all starts to make sense. That's how some gas stations are cheaper than others. I'm Elizabeth Boaz for LU News. Tropicana recently redesigned its classic bottle, and it has not been a hit. Tropicana ditched its clear plastic bottles shaped like carafes and replaced them with more traditional-looking plastic bottles. Tropicana sales have been steady for the year, but plunged almost immediately after putting these new bottles on the shelves. Sales declined in July and August, and by October, sales went down by 19%. The redesign included downsizing the bottle by 6 ounces. Prices on the new bottle are supposed to be lower, but not all stores are following Tropicana's price recommendation. leading to complaints of shrinkflation. What a cat-tastic way to spend your afternoon. That's it for this edition of Lindenwood News. I'm Elizabeth Boaz.
And I'm David Cruz. Thank you for joining us.
The cardiology team at St. Louis VA just performed their first 2 surgeries with a new implant device. The device is called the Watchman Flex Pro. It is designed to help folks with atrial fibrillation go off blood thinners. CDC says that this condition is when the upper chambers of the heart are beating too fast within a regular heart rhythm. This condition affects up to 6 million Americans. St. Louis VA has now performed 2 patient implants of the device. They hope to start working on more structural heart interventions to save lives. Voters in Kirkwood will see a new proposal on their ballots in November to increase the city's current sales tax rate by ½ cent. Kirkwood mayor says this increase will generate around $3 million for the city. It will be used on road construction, while many Kirkwood residents feel that their roads need resurfacing after years of patch repairs. Some worry that this is just the latest price increase in a post-pandemic era. A sheriff in Letcher County, Kentucky is accused of killing a judge. Police say that 43-year-old Sean Steins is charged with first-degree murder after shooting the district judge, Kevin Mullins. Police are accusing Steins of shooting Mullins several times after an argument. Steins' lawyer says he is retiring from his position as sheriff. He is facing 20 years in prison or even the death penalty if convicted. A bomb destined for Vietnam was found 51 years after the war. The bomb was dug up by a construction crew on the corner of Poker Lane and Antelope North Road. According to the president of Citrus Heights Historical Society, the bomb was most likely from a boxed car crash that in 1973 was carrying the munitions. The bomb has been recovered and disposed of safely. Former President Jimmy Carter turned 100. President Carter was sworn in 1977. He will be the first president in U.S. history to live for a century. Carter's hometown in Plains, Georgia has having a number of events to celebrate, like a flyover of military jets and a concert. Carter's family members say his birthday wish is to vote in the upcoming election.